So in previous class we have studied about selectors, different types of selectors. That is, one is simple selector, class selector and ID selector, right? So we have studied only these three selectors. Now we will continue the remaining selectors. Okay, so this is an example of ID selector. Here to use ID, you see in ID it is unique name. Okay, due to unique name we have to use the special symbol, that is hash followed by ID name, right? So then our style will going to apply for particular tag. Now my voice is clear, right, Kiran? Can anyone tell me? Yes, fine. Now we will move on to the next concept, that is generic selector. Another selector is what? Generic selector. So please try to understand this. Generic, here I am using two tags, that is S3 class MCA I have taken, and another one is P class, that class name is MCA. Okay, two classes I am using in different tags, that is S3 tag then P tag, right? But class name is same, but tags are different, right? And contents are also different. In this case we have to use generic selectors. So simply we can use, by the way, how to use a class selector with the help of dot operator, right? Dot followed by class name. What is the class name here? MCA. So dot MCA. Then this style, that is color and text size, will going to apply in these two tags, that is S3 tag and P tag, right? It will going to apply like this. So it is called what? Generic selector. Remember, generic selector, when we have to use, class names are same, but different tags. Class names are same but different tags. In that situation we can use generic selector. That is, first we have to use dot followed by class name. Now see the brief explanation about the generic selector. It can be applied to any HTML element, I mean any tags, and this selector begins with a period, that is dot. While we can use class selectors multiple times on a page. Multiple times means, in previous example we have seen S3 class name is MCA, then P tag class name is MCA, right? So multiple times we can use with the help of the generic selector. We can use more than one class selector per element. I told tags are different, but when class names are same, at that time we can use generic selector. See, this one is example. Here I am using two tags, that is S3 tag and P tag, right? See, the class name is same, that is MCA and MCA. To apply the colors like blue, and here I have taken two properties. One is color, another one is text size. So color I am going to apply like this, dot. We are using class, right? Here we have to use a class, that is a dot followed by class name, dot followed by class name. Then we will get the output, that is welcome to web class in blue color, then welcome to Java class in blue color. Then text size I have mentioned here, that is 60px. Okay, now the another selector is universal selector. Universal meaning is, try to understand this meaning. Universal denoted by an asterisk, that is star, applies its style to all elements in a document. Here elements means what? Tag, different tags. So once you use star, it applies its style, particular style, to all tags or all elements in a document. It is called universal selector. See, here I am using h3 tag, but I didn't mention any class name and id selectors. Just simply I am using a tag, then yes, universal selector we have to use star, right? So here I am using two tags, that is s3 tag and p tag, but I am not using any class and any id selectors here. These are simple tags and we have to apply our styles to all elements, I mean all tags. We just use the star mark, that's it. Just use the star. No need to write dot, no need to write class name, and no need to use id name. Just you mention it asterisk or star mark instead of mentioning, that is class name and selector name, id name. Just mention the star. So it will going to apply all styles to these tags. Here assume this one is a one document, I mean HTML file. Here I am using how many tags? 2 tags. Suppose I have used another 5 tags or 6 tags and so on, right? So the same color will going to apply for these tags. Understood this one, because it is important one for your external exam. Understood this? Just use the star mark. Okay. So it is called universal. Universal means all, right? You are applying a style to all tags. That is nothing but universal selector. You will get the output like this. So you are applying color red. So hi welcome to web class and hi welcome to Java class. It will display like this. Okay. Can anyone identify one line is displaying bold style? Why it is displaying like this? P is displaying like this, but bold is displaying like this. Why this line? Can anyone tell me the difference between these two lines? Same colors we are using, right? Same color is printing, no problem. But style is different. Why it's showing style is different here? Yeah, yes. Due to h3 tag, it is displaying bold, right? That's the meaning, right? But here I have to change the tag name here, right? As per this output, here I have to write s3 and here I have to write p tag. That's it. Okay, it is called universal. Now tell me the output for this. So it is displaying in which color? Blue color, because I am using blue, right? So the tag names are like this, h3 and p tag. Right, here again you have to change the tag name. Here you have to write h3 and here you have to write p tag. That's it. Okay, this is example of universal selector. Means apply the styles to all tags. That's it. You just write only one line, then you give this example. Right, to apply the styles you have to use style tag. Then mentioning the tags you have to write in separate, like I have written here. Okay, understood this universal selector? Now we will move on to the next one, that is pseudo classes. It's very interesting and it is important concept, that is pseudo classes. So why we have to use this class? What is the purpose to use this pseudo class? Let's see. Here demo is showing. So first you have to understand the demo, then you will going to learn what exactly this will going to happen. All of you seeing this browser? All of you seeing this? Please make it zoom. Then here, see, I am placing the cursor here. Size is increased. Is it correct? When I place the cursor, when I place the cursor, this text box has changed. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing the effects? Say yes or no. Now I am typing hi AITM, welcome to MCA. Now which color it is displaying? Which color? Which? Green. Now I will remove the cursor from that text box. Now it is displaying which color? Red. Now again I am placing the cursor here. Now it is displaying green. I remove the cursor from this text box, then again it is showing red color, right? So it is called what? Over. When it is displaying green color, it is called over. H-O-O-V-E-R, over. Then I will removing the cursor, then it is called green color, right? Now it is normal. Now it is normal. When you again place the cursor in this text box, you will get the color. It is called hover. Hover means you are placing the cursor. Then again if you take the cursor out from this box, you will get the red color. It is called focus. It is called focus. You are focusing. Then remove the cursor. It is called what? It is showing red color and it is focusing. You are focusing. Then when you place the cursor there, it is called hover. Two concepts. One is focus. Now it is focusing. In which color? Red color. Now you place the mouse there, then it is displaying in green color. It is called hover. Hover. Then it is focus. Two technical words you have to remember. Now it is what? Focus. You are focusing. Now it is called hover. When you place the cursor there, it is called hover, right? When you remove your cursor, then it is called focus. That's it. I understood this. Have you understood this one? Because it is pseudo classes. Here we are using pseudo class style. Is that clear? Say yes or no. Okay, now let's see. Yes, pseudo class, these are used if the properties are to be changed dynamically. Remember this, properties are to be changed dynamically, means automatically it has to change. When I place my cursor, I mean mouse pointer to there in that text box, automatically color is changed. When I remove that pointer from that box, then automatically color is again changed, means dynamically. What properties? Now I have applied only color properties, right? So color and font size. Obviously font is increased, right? So two properties I have shown the demo in that demo. So to be changed dynamically, in that case we have to use pseudo class. While the names of style, classes and generic class begin with period. Okay, the names of pseudo classes begin with colons. To use pseudo class, which you have to use, begins with what? Begins with colons. In previous examples you have used dot operator, but if you use this pseudo class, then it should be start with colons, right? For example, when a mouse movement happens, in other words, hover happens or focus happens. So two things I have shown, that is hover, another one is focus. So in pseudo classes we have to use these words. One is hover, another one is focus. Both we can call mouse movement happens. So when I place the mouse, it displays the other color, and I remove that mouse, then it displays the other color, right? So that we can call hover and focus. While writing this pseudo class, you always remember properties are to be changed dynamically and always begins with the colons. Example, mouse movement. 3 lines you have to write. Let's see the example. Form action, enter in there. One text box is displayed, right? For that I have taken form, then input type text, then I have given name, that is XYZ, then close my form tab. Now it is displayed like this. Enter USM. So input type is what? Text. Here you have to apply the pseudo class. How to apply the pseudo class? Enter USM, we have written a code. Now we are applying the styles. First, which tag we are applying the style, that is input tag, right? Then followed by colon. Colon is there, right? To use pseudo class we have to use colon, followed by two methods here you have to use. One is focus, another one is hover. Here I am using focus. Focus. 2 points you have to remember while using pseudo class. One is focus, another one is hover. Focus, then here open bracket, what properties you are applying. Here I am applying two properties. One is color, another one is font size changes. So color I have given red, then font size I have given 40 px. To apply this color we will get the output like this. See, welcome to web. It is called what? Focus. You are focusing or you are placing the cursor there, right? Now again I want to make it a green color. So again it belongs to same input, same tag, right? That is input tag. Input colon. Here you have to use another method, that is hover. H-O-V-E-R, hover method. Now I am applying here color is green, then font size is again I have mentioned the same size, that is 40 px. Now it displays the color like this, green color. When you cursor take away from this box, then it is displaying in green color. So it is called pseudo classes. So it is little bit important definitely they will going to ask in your main exam. So you have to write 3 lines. Properties to be changed dynamically begins with colons. Example, mouse movements, focus and hover. That's it. And this example you have to write. That's it. Understood this one? Any doubts? So whenever you are free, at that time you just take a snapshot for this slide, then try to execute and see the output. Then only you will get to know this thing. Okay. Now I will move on to next concept. See, this is questions asked by video. Explain different levels of cascading style sheet using necessary syntax and examples. 10 marks. For this question, which answer you will write? Which answer you will going to write? So 20 marks directly they have asked this model. This is second unit, right? We are started second unit. So first question, what answer you will going to write? Different levels of cascading style sheets. What answer you will write? How many style sheets are there? 3 style sheets, right? Yeah, inline, document level, another one is external style sheet. So you have to write, yeah. Then second question, different types of selector forms. So how many selectors you have learned? Simple selector, class selector, ID selector, universal selector, right? Then pseudo class selector. Another one is generic selector. Total 6 selectors you have studied. Yeah. So for this question you have to write 6 selectors, and this question you have to write 3 levels of style sheets. One is inline, document level, external style sheet. You have to write individually and show the proper output. Then you will get 10-10. Direct to due to this network problems, ಅದು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ, ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾ ಡೈಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಕತ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗತ್ತೇನು ಭಾಳ ಆಗತೈತಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸು. Now we will move to next one. Here this is a syllabus of second module. Here we have studied introduction to CSS, then levels of CSS we have studied, then we have studied different kinds of selectors, right? Now we will study the concept of font, color and text properties. This is also important question. From this concept you will get question definitely. Okay, you have 2 choices. One is you may get a question like this, levels of CSS and selectors, and you will get questions from this concept, font, color, text properties. Then sometimes they may going to ask a box model, or else they may going to ask one definite question from this concept, introduction to JavaScript. Based on this you have one question. From box model and font color you have one question. Then these levels of CSS and selectors, it is fixed question. Any one question they may going to ask. So now you have covered 10 marks from this module. Let's say another 10 marks question, that is font color and text properties, right? Now property values. Before going to discuss those properties, what values you have to give. So CSS includes total 60 different properties. So properties means what? Here you have used color, font, text, font style, right? These are what? Properties. So how many properties you have? That is total 60 different properties. In which categories? that may be font, list, alignment of text, that is text align, center you have used, then margins, color, backgrounds and borders. You have also used this one border, that is 5px solid green color we have displayed in beginning, right? This border. Then text align I also used this example. Then font I have used list and margin I didn't use. Then background also I have given one demo background. Now property values can appear in variety of forms. First form may be keyword property, another one is length values. So in keyword you can also give one whole word using the property, right? And also you have to mention the length values. Keyword values are used when there are only few possible values and they are predefined. For example, color is a keyword, right? You have to give like this. Then the length values are specified as a number of values that are followed immediately by two characters of unit, that is px and pt. If you are using that font size, so there you have to use 10px or 10pt, like that. Px means pixel values, pt means point values. Okay, this is general information, keyword and length. And another we are using percentage values. Here we can also assign percentage values used to provide a measure that is relative to the previously used measure for a property value, and percentage values are numbers that are followed immediately by percent sign. So for example, in frame set tags you have used percentage symbol, right? Column attribute, that is 20%, 80%, you have used this values, this kind of values, right? So percentage values also we can assign in properties. And another one is color property. So instead of giving a color, you have to use color code, that is based on what? Hash values, right? It can be specified as a color names as 6-digit hexadecimal numbers. See, if you use, instead of typing a black, you can use hash followed by this 0. Then if you want to use red color, you can use hash ff. So you can also assign these kind of values to properties, right? Then you can also use RGB form. This is hexadecimal form, that is color represents. Now we will see RGB. This is RGB 000. If you mention like this, so it will display in black color. If you mention RGB 255, 0, 0, it will display in red color, right? So instead of using black, red, you can also use colors like this, RGB form or else hexadecimal form. Now we will study these properties. One is font property, another one is color, another one is text. Okay, first we will see font properties. What are the font properties? First property we have, and again you have questions here. Write XHTML and CSS document to illustrate different font properties. Question is asked for 10 marks. Understood what they have asked? You have to write different tags, then you have to write CSS, then you have to use different font properties. We have so many, not so many, some properties we have that belongs to font properties, right? So you have to make all these examples one by one, then you have to apply, right? These are our font properties: font family, font size, font variants, font styles, font weights and font shorthands. You have to use all these properties and you have to apply that that kind of question they have asked. 10 marks, right? Font family. Let's see the font family. That is font family, nothing but what? Times New Roman, Algerian, like that. That will belongs to font families. And sizes means what? Font size, then give some size for the particular tag, right? That is 20px, 20pt, like that. Font variant is a new word you are listening, so I will tell you this variant. Here you have to make to display in uppercase letters, then you have to use font variants. Then font style means what? You can display in italic, wise, right? Then font weight means you have to mention here a number, or you have to use a bold, like that you have to write in font weight. Font shorthand means you can use family, size and style at a time. You have to use in font shorthands. Let's see one by one. Font family. This property is used to specify list of font names. So font names, you already know that is Arial. Do you know these font families? See this? I already shown this demo, but once again I am showing. See, these are our font families. You can use these styles in your web page. Getting my point? We are discussing this style, this property, that is font. These all are belongs to font style. You can choose any styles. This style is going to display in your web page. Is that clear? Font families. There are so many types of font styles. These we can call font family. Are you getting this? Hello? Yeah, please reply. A list of font names. The browser uses the first font in the list that it supports. For example, we have to use font family. It is a property, right? Font family. Which one? Arial, Helvetica, then Futura. So three styles, three families I am using. Suppose if you use at a time by separating this comma, three families you are using, that is Arial, Helvetica and Futura, right? Tell the browser to use Arial if it supports that font. If your browser will not support this font, then it will use to second one. If it is not support your browser, then it will going to support Futura, right? So like that it will going to display in your web page. Or else you can give only one name at a time. Font family colon then Arial, font family colon times New Roman, like that you have to give. So this is about font family property. Now here I am using like this font family. Which family I am using? Times New Roman. Our content should be displayed Times New Roman. Right? To apply this style, you have to use single quote. Here you have to use single quote in font family, not in all types. In color you are no need to use, right? In color you just add color colon red. But here in font family compulsory you have to use single quote. Times New Roman. Within a single quotes you have to write. Is it clear? This property, font property?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now font size. Another property is font size. This property does what its name implies, that is increasing the font size or changing the font size. To give font size, you have to use font size property followed by colon, then here value. I already told you how to use the values in percentage or in PT or number wise, like that you have to assign the values. Here I am assigning the number 10 PT. PT means what here? Point values. 10 is size of the font, right? In addition, smaller or larger can be specified. If you want to display in big size, so you have to give big number, right? So based on this, you have to, based on your requirement, you have to give the values. Font size 10 pt. See the example. PAITM MCA is there, right? Here you have to apply the size. Now we are talking about another font property, that is font variant. Font variant. Suppose same example consider. Here what will write related to font size. How to apply the font size property here? What you will give here? If it is font size property, what you will give? What you will give? Font size, then 60 px or 60 pt, that's it. Yeah. Now another one is this is another font family, that is in P tag I have written AITM MCA. So I am considering this in applying style, that is font variant small caps. I am using what? Small caps. Which property it is? Font variant. So font variant, if you use font variant, then you have to use small caps. So what is the answer for this? See here. Any changes in output? What is the changes you are seeing? All of you seeing output, right? Any changes in output? Capital letters, yes, but you have written in small case letters, but our output is displaying in capital letters. To display in capital letters, you have to use font properties. This font variant, it is a property. Font variant small caps, it is a fixed word. Small caps, I mean small in capital letters, that is the meaning. Small in capital letters. So small caps you have to use. To use this, you will get the output in capital letters. Is it clear? This is an example of font variant. Now we will study this font variant. The default value of the font variant property is normal. Default. Okay. So normal, what you have typed, what you have written, same will going to display normal, which specifies the usual character font. But if you use small caps, in previous example here you are using small caps, font variant colon, if you write here normal small case letters, AITM MCA will display. But if you write small caps, then your output will change, that is in capital letters. So it can be set to small caps to specify small capital characters. Small capital characters. These characters are all uppercase, but the letters that are normally uppercase are somewhat larger than those that are normally lowercase. If you written in lowercase, If you set that font variant property in small caps, it will display in capital letters, or if you type in capital letters, it will display as it is. If you type small, it will display in capital. If you type capital, it will always display capital. There is no change. Okay, this is belongs to font variant property. See this, P font variant small caps I am using here, then it is displaying in capital letter AITM-MCA. Is that clear? So how many properties we have studied regarding font? Font family we have studied, then font size we have studied, and the third one is font variant. Three properties we have studied: font family, font size, another one is font variant. Variant means what? Displaying small capital letters. Now another property, font style. Font style property is the most commonly used to specify, that is italic. To specify any italic, so in that case you have to use font style property. For example, font style colon, then you just mention italic. That's it, italic. Okay, see this example, PAITM-MCA. The question is asked previous one, right? Explain, write XHTML and CSS to illustrate different font styles, right? So these examples you have to write one by one, then only you will get 10 marks. PAITM-MCA. Now here I am applying which property? Which property you are applying? Font style. You have to say font style. Then what is the value you are giving? Italic. Okay, this one is property and this one is value, colon, then followed by value. Value you are giving keyword. Here you are giving what? Keyword, italic, right? So now it will display in italic style, AITM-MCA, right? Now font weight. Another property is font weight. It is used to specify the degree of boldness. Degree of boldness. For that purpose we have to use font weight. Which property? Font weight. Besides bold, the values normal, bolder and lighter can be specified, and you can also specify in keyword, that is bold, or you can also specify in number. Number should be range from 100 to 900. Only its range is what? 100 to 900. If you give 1000, if it will not affect. Inside the 900 and above the 100, that values will going to affect when you use font weight property, right? Font weight is used to display what? Bold. Two options, one is bold, another one is number. So what is the range to give the number? 100 to 900. That's it. So let's see the example. PAITM-MCA. Same example I am taking, same example, but syntax is but different property you have to use. That's it. Font weight, bold I have written here, bold. It means what? It is displaying bold letters, AITM-MCA in bold, right? Here I am using keyword. Value is what? Keyword. Now in second example I am showing here 900, right? So again it is displaying in what? Bold color, bold style. Suppose if I use here 1000, what will happen? I'm using 1000, what will happen? Can anyone guess me and tell me? I will use 1000, what will happen? No output, only it will display EIT and MCA in normal, there is no board, because they have already mentioned the range from 100 to 900. Within this number only we have to use. So it is called font weight property. Which one? Font weight property. Now another one, font shorthands. This is second another property, font shorthand. If more than one font property must be specified, suppose instead of using different properties, in single line only I can mention the different properties. For example, font names, I am mentioning font name property, right? And font size property, that is 24 pt. Then font style I am mentioning here, right? And also I can mention in font variant and font weight also in a single line. This single line we can call it as font shorthands. Assignment shorthands, you know, right, in Java. Similarly, here also we can mention using font shorthands, we can mention font name, font size and font style, and also we can mention font variant and font weight. To use these font shorthands there is a rule. What is the rule? See, the font names must be last. If you use these properties, that is font shorthands, font name should be where? Last. So last you have to use Times New Roman. This is what? Font name, right? Then second last is what? Size. This is font size. Font size must be second to the last. This one is our last. Second last means in middle, that is 24 pt. It is what? Font size property. Then the font style and font variant and font weight we can use one by one here. Here font style I am using bold. If you use another one, font variant, here you can use what? Font variant, that is small caps. You have to write here small caps, then font variant will apply, right? So in this way you have to use font shorthands. When they are included, can be any order, but must precede the font size and font names. Precede the what? Font size and font names. For example, using font bold 24 pt, then font family I am using Times New Roman. At a time you can use in single line. This we can call font shorthands. Say here AITM MCA, in single line only I am mentioning, that is font. Which property you have to use to write font and font shorthand? You have to use font followed by bold 24 pt and Times New Roman. How many properties you are using in this line? Can anyone tell me? How many properties are there? One property is there. Three man. Times New Roman is one property. Yeah, this is what font family. And 24 pt is another property, that is font size. And font, what you can call this? Font bold or font style you can also call. So three properties you are using at a time. With the which property? Font property. This font, which kind of property is? Font shorthand property. Font shorthand property. At a time also you can use. So the result will like this: AITM MCA. Times New Roman it will display. Then size, text size is 24 pt and it is displaying in what? Bold color. but even though we are using P normal tag, but it displaying in bold. Why? Because we are using bold values, right? So it is called font shortened property. Now another one is last concept, text decoration. So how to decorate your text while displaying in web page? There are to specify some special features of your text, you have three options. One is line through, another one is overline, another one is underline. So line through means what? How you will get the output? Very simple. Line through, you will get the output like this. Line through, or what you can call this, stack, right? In middle one line will display text, then one middle line is display, it is called line through. Okay, then overline means what? Above the text it will display line, that is overline. See, AITM-MC, it is displaying overline, it is called overline. Line through means it will display in mid of your text. Underline means what? Below it will going to display. AITM-MCA underline. So these three special features we have to decorate our text, right? And by default you will get which one? None. None means nothing, no line will print. Only it will not print in mid, it will not print in over, it will not print in underline. That is default, none. Now to apply this, which one? AITM, then overline and underline, you use this facial property like this. Here I am using different tags. Different tags or same tags? From seeing this, what you are understanding? Different tags or same tags? Any changes in these tags? Simple question. Tags are same or class names are same? Tag name same, but classes are different. Class name is 1, 2, 3 I have given, right? So for this I have to use this style H1. Here H1, that is tag name. Class is there, so I have to use dot operator. Then class name is 1. What style I have to apply? That is text decoration. Text decoration colon line through. Line through means I will get the output like this. Line through, in between, in mid we will get the line. Then H1, tag name is H1, class name is 2. H1 dot 2 text decoration overline means above the text it will display the line, overline. Then H1 3, here we will get underline. Text decoration, to display these lines you have to use what? Text decoration is a property. Okay, now time is up, you can leave the meeting. Thank you.